now. She said, I wanna feel no pain. Just pin me down. She said, I wanna misbehave. She looks me dead in the eyes. She's staring straight through my soul. Yeah, she says she wants something new. She's sick of everything old. She said, stay for a minute, play with my limits, drink till we're sinning, baby, I'm ready. She said, stay for a minute, play with my limits, drink till we're sinning, baby, I'm ready to go. Said, shake that ass like you want it, girl. Down low, front it, girl. I just wanna smack it all around like I own it, girl. Said, shake that ass like you want it, girl. Down low, front it, girl. I just wanna smack it all around like I own it, girl. Just kiss me now. She said, I wanna feel something. Just break me down. She said, I don't wanna play games. She said she's finally alive when she starts losing control. I said I know what to do, just let our bodies go. She said stay for a minute, play with my limits, drink till we're sinning, baby, I'm ready. She said stay for a minute, play with my limits, drink till we're sinning, baby, I'm ready to go. Said shake that ass like you want it, girl. Down low, front it, girl.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second of 3 games this evening. Joining us here tonight, it's myself, Rolling Swarm. You're on my channel. I should be. I hope so. And one of the Blitz event community founders and coordinators, and one of the Blitz Pro League organizers, Dutch Punisher. Great to have you here with us, Dutch. Room controlling and commentating.
Greetings.
Okay, so tonight we have got Legion, the EROS team, up against Live. Now both of these teams come into this battle with 4 league points on the table each. Just letting everyone know that we are ready to go. So both of these teams come in with 4 league points each. They've won 1 and lost 1 of their previous games. They're mid-table. There are 2 teams, Unknown and Win. Top of the table with 6 league points, 2 victories in their opening matches. And there's Loker and the Mates at the bottom, 2 defeats in their opening matches. Joining these guys in the middle is Legion top team and Elements, all tied up mid-table, 4 league points. So the winners of this, it's a good start. Well, it's a good continuation of the campaign. A loss here could put them in a bit of a tricky position later on, trying to make the cut of the top 4 going into the semi-finals. We're just waiting on RG and Dada to start the game.
Agree.
So getting everyone ready. Let me just check a couple of things. Yeah. So we are good. The stream's looking healthy. That makes me happy. The happy Kiwi eating his noodles in peace. No, Kiwi. We must play. Must sit. Great typing. Great typing. So, we are on the series this evening. We're going to some new maps to start with. We have got Fort Despair, Oasis Palms, Vineyards, and then the tiebreaker on Himmelsdorf. So, Fort Despair, one of the earliest maps that players encounter when they start playing Blitz. I think it's one of the few maps that you get the chance to play on Tier 1 and Tier 10. I don't know if it's been taken out of circulation yet.
I don't think so.
So it's certainly got a lot of very interesting strategies. When you start getting Tier 10 tanks on this map, there's a lot of very, very strong camping spots, a lot of great routes for heavy tanks, a lot of opportunities for crossfire, some elevated sniper positions, midfield in the kind of center area of the map. Just waiting on Romka now. And okay,
well,
we're ready.
Now we are waiting for you.
Oh, son of a... Okay, now I'm ready.
Cool.
Okay. I didn't realize that I was not ready. So let's crack on. Start the game.
Let's go.
Okay, so looking at the lineup here, we've got EROS Legion. Just going to call them EROS from now on. Waffle in the 50B, Whoopsie 50B, RG Grill, Dada IS4, Romker IS4, Happy Kiwi IS4, Last 113. Across the table, live in the blue corner, Triple IS4, Mouse 268, T62A, and an E3. Dropping into the free cam mode here, we're seeing EROS in the red team pushing very aggressively. They're covering the field much, much faster, but Live are pushing wider, it seems. T62A, he is, and it's Blazy. And oh dear, let me just check the stream here. Apologies for that. I'm not the best DJ in the world, but we've got we've got Blazy from Live, T62A. He's pushed out into the corner. Really strong position for a T62A to be in. He can get hull down here. And he's working that angle. He's unspotted. He's getting crossfire in on Romka, and that is effective crossfire. EROS, Romka's taken a bit of damage. Whoopsie in the 50B is taking a bit of damage. However, they are starting work on the C-cap. The Happy Kiwi in the IS4 is starting work. But if he's not careful now, his team, his 50Bs and Grill are backing off. But Diddy Salah in the Mouse could be coming in aggressively. Romka in the IS4 goes down. Vaflik with a huge hit there from the E3. Diddy Salah and Epic Nubicum in the IS4 not making smart work there. But it was a great rotation away by EROS. But now the Happy Kiwi could be in some trouble. Epic Nubicum's going to get the reset on C, and so is Diddy Salah when they realize there's no one contesting there. Happy Kiwi reversing as fast as his tiny little tracks will make him go. EROS stacking heavy on the other side of the map here. Let's get stuck into the action. Okay, Epic Nubicum and Diddy Salah. Oh, but Vaflik in the E3 goes down. Brilliant shot there by Waffleman. And now we've got Last is IFK in the 113, backed up by Dada, but Dada taking 2 hits on the crossing. They're pushing into Blazy, and Blazy takes a big hit. That must have been a hit from the Grill. Last fluffs the shot there, but they've secured the corner. It's one gun down each. EROS have the map control, but Live have the cap control, and it's Nubicum and Diddy Salah coming up. Whoopsie here getting flanked. RG, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, the 50Bs and the Grill here in a very, very difficult position. Tisco, you are a little ugly. Oh, Tisco's down. Happy Kiwi and Waffleman need to finish off You Are a Little Ugly. But there's some very soft, very, very low H point tanks here. On the side of EROS. Last AFK coming in. You Are a Little Ugly goes down. Now they need to finish off the T62. Last blocking him there. Happy Kiwi needs to rotate the chassis. Can't afford to take another shot. He goes down. Great kill there by Blazy. Ram kill for the last hit point by Last. It's 5 guns on 3. EROS have turned this round. Now, can Diddy Salah? Where's Diddy? Where's Diddy? I'm not getting there. It's Dada, sorry. It's Specialist against Dada. Specialist is going to get the reload in. He's going to finish off Dada. 180 HP. Easy kill. Waffleman taking... Oh, Diddy Salah takes him down. It's 2 on 2. Can a grill and a 1-1-3 finish off a mouse and a 2-6-8? Really great work by Live there to finish off the low HP tanks, and they're left with a very strong, but the mouse is down to 226 HP, but Specialist looking super strong in the 2-6-8. Live could take this. Last finishes off Specialist, but Specialist is going to finish off last. Big hit there by RG, but Specialist gets the kill in. RG with 716 HP. He is potentially one HE shell away from death and destruction. Specialist in the 2-6-8 doesn't need to risk his HP pool. He's got 2 caps in his favor. He can just play passively. Look at this. It's just a Specialist.
I guess there's something going on in the Live voice there.
Hey,
Don't go!
Live, there must be a war of words. Some people saying, push, push, take him apart, and Specialist thinking to himself, you know what? Actually, no, I don't need to. I can sit here, get a little victory shot off at the end. Oh, and RG just putting in a little bit of extra damage there, make himself feel better about that defeat. Very close there in the end. Really, really down to the wire. RG in the grill. Over 5k damage. What a cracking game he had. I think the issue for EROS there was the kind of the flexes on the heavy cap. They left themselves in a bit of an isolated position. They gave Live the opportunity to come through that heavy channel into the flank, and that was very disruptive for EROS's double 50B grill setup. I think that cost them a lot of hit points and put them in a very difficult position in terms of crossfire. So it's 1-0 in the favor of Live. We're going to be swapping up the spawns now. So we'll be seeing EROS Legion coming in the south spawn, the green spawn, and Live moving across to the red, the north spawn. Changing the lineup a little bit here. Did you see anything key from that game?
No, I didn't. The 50Bs just went in, went in too far. They just went in the crossfire when the mouse and IS4 were pushing up from C, and the 50Bs just getting side shots, shotted in the side, and well, yeah, that made them very unhealthy. And
yeah, and especially with the 50B, you know, it doesn't have a lot of armor, and when it's stuck with a long reload, that can be very tricky. So we're just waiting for the EROS team to ready up here. And we're just having a look at the lineup here. EROS, it seems, are going IS4 heavy last in the 1-1-3. They're kind of hardening the lineup a little bit. Voopsy staying in the 50B. Across the table, Blazy still sat in the T62A. Epic Nubicum IS4 Specialist switching out into the IS7. Tisco going in the E3. Vaflik in the grill. You are Little Ugly in the IS4. And Diddy Salah in the mouse. Now, Diddy Salah, he had some fantastic games in the 183 against Legion top team the other day. But this map, it's not the kind of map where you can really use the 183 to great effect on most strategies. And looks like Dada is going to be chopping up for a mouse as well. No? T62A, I'll let them finalize before I start commenting, but it seems that EROS do want to take a mouse on this map. The mouse is a very strong and a very key player on this map for a lot of the top teams. It's something that we see quite a lot. Legion not settling on their lineup quite yet.
Nah, but like the mouse is just a very good tank to hold the B, and might be for the push into C, but yeah, well, you know, mouse is just good for holding a flank almost in its own. It's just a powerful tank with a lot of armor, but when you start peeking penetratable, then the tank is getting weak.
Yeah,
and yeah, well, I pretty much like to use the mouse, but it has to get some backup, and yeah, it shouldn't be the first frontline tank.
Well, it's a brilliant sponge for fire, and it can bounce quite a lot of shots. Okay, we're all ready to go. RG, come on, I'm dying of old age over here. Okay, we're all ready to go.
Let's go.
We're in, and so. Yeah, the mouse, we're looking at a double mouse setup from EROS on the red team. Romka and Happy Kiwi stacking up in those super heavy tanks. Now the mouse, it's been stronger in the past, but now tanks like the IS-4 using the heat ammunition and with calibrated shells, they can make quite short work of the mouse. Now we're seeing again Blazy in the T62A. He's pushing out into that corner behind the A-cap, working. He's dropped the speed boost. He's going to be getting map control. EROS quite slow off the gun here. We've got Waffleman in the IS-4. He's doing what they did in the last game, and he's going to put himself on that ridge, but he's going to get crossfired from the T62A again. But no, the T62A is looking at Voopsy, but we've got Last in the 113 and Dada in the IS-4. They're pushing across. They could effectively isolate Blazy. And Blazy has to be very careful that that is not the case. And look at this, he's reacting very intelligently here. Pulling back, Specialist in soft cover, a little bit hull down. He's going to be able to make sure that the heavy tanks from EROS can't push down with impunity through this. He's backed up by Vaflik in the grill. There's some blind fire coming in from EROS into that sniper bushes. They must anticipate that that is where the grill is going to be. EROS securing the B-cap, the double mouse, like you were saying, Dutch. Double mouse, super successful tank for that. Happy Kiwi and Romka getting some shots across. Not connecting. Specialist in the IS-7 bleeding. Specialist in the IS-7 bleeding from HCV. Last is IFK in the 113, also bleeding hit points. The hit points are in the favor of the EROS team at the moment. Vaflik here, unspotted. He is... Well, between him and Blazy, they're all that's keeping Specialist alive. Specialist is in quite a tough spot here. And now in the heavy section of the battlefield, there's almost like two battles happening at once. You've got Epic Nubicum in the IS-4 and Diddy Salah here. They've locked down the corner. You've got to remember that EROS are ahead by a fraction of a second in terms of cap points. And that means they can hold. And that's good. And it also means with a 1k HP lead that they are in... quite a strong position here. So Epic Nubicum and Diddy Salah need to push across, but they're going to be pushing across into Romka and RG. Romka's an E50M, gets a brilliant shot there into the lower chassis of Diddy Salah. Vaflik moving, just going to try and get onto the sights. Now let's see the view from Romka's perspective. A full health mouse. Look at this, side scraping up, angling up against Epic Nubicum, Diddy Salah. Tisco in the E3 in the back line. Let's see where Tisco is looking. Tisco is in soft cover here. He's got to reload the grill, and it looks like Live are relocating to the heavy flank. Are EROS going to be able to respond to this? So, getting an overview of this arena. Happy Kiwi bleeding, a lot of hit points there. The two TDs coming in, and there we go, Blazy as well, bouncing a shot. Good rotation by EROS. Romka coming in to shield the Happy Kiwi. Huge hit on you, a little ugly. He's down to 128 HP. Where even is he? There he is in the crossfire. Waffleman in the IS-4 might be able to finish off Little Ugly if he exposes Epic Nubicum, bouncing a shot on Waffleman. HE damage, a little bit there. It's going to be Dada pushing across. Specialist in the IS-7. He is alone, but he is very... And the risk for EROS here is if they push out, they might get his gun, but then it could sway the battle in the middle. But EROS are up on cap points and up by almost 4k HP. And that's really good. There's a lot of very unhealthy tanks on the side of Live. Great work by Romka here in the mouse. He's basically the shield protecting Dada and Happy Kiwi. And there's RG in the E50M. But what we're seeing here is Blaze has been spotted. Blaze could get the drop on RG, but I think RG's going to flex, and there's no one really behind Blaze. Oh, look at that. There's a car down there. There's no one really behind Blaze. And RG could push with Last. Blaze needs to relocate, but Whoopsie goes down. It's a gun advantage, and that gives the cap advantage to Live. Live can now pull back. We've got less than 200 cap points on the clock. Just under 3 minutes. Blazy, great flex there, dropping the speed boost. But this means RG needs to cap C. They should cap C. EROS should be focusing on C. But they're too busy going for the kills. RG takes some damage there from Blazy, but he's into the C cap. That is the break that EROS needs. But Happy Kiwi getting a lot of damage in there. Vaflik in the grill and Tisco in the E3. Absolutely punishing these mouse tanks in the open. Diddy Salah hanging on for dear life with low HP. Romka could go in and finish him, but if he does, he's going to expose himself to the grill in E3. He does. He finishes off Diddy Salah, but Tisco in the E3 takes down the Happy Kiwi. And whilst EROS have capped C, Live are stopping the B cap. Waffleman alone taken down by You Are the Little Ugly. You Are the Little Ugly showing how far 128 HP can go here. Everything still to play for. A 2-gun advantage to Live. They've got the cap lead, but there goes Blazy. That's the mobility. Can EROS pull this one back out of the fire? 3 guns onto 5. They need to deal with it, but I don't think they can. If they could finish off Epic Nubicum and You Are the Little Ugly, but those tanks are at the back. Vaflik low HP. RG down to the Specialist IS-7, but Vaflik goes down. Last and Dada need to do something here. Dada needs to push. He can't afford to be passive here. The clock is ticking. There's 70 cap points. Can Tisco finish off Last? Let's go down into the view. Last finishes off Tisco. Brilliant work there by Last. That's bought them the time that they need. Now Dada has to play passively. EROS could take this. EROS could take this. Dada. Oh, Epic Nubicum hitting the wall there. Dada on the reload, pulling back. Last sitting at the back, protecting the C-cap. It's all on Dada now. EROS are going to snatch this one. What an impressive performance by those guys. And I was me saying Dada should play more aggressively, but actually the complete opposite was true. It was such a wise move by Dada, but maybe that was only the case because Last was able to finish off Tisco in the E3. Oh, very hotly contested. EROS with the HP advantage for so long. Live managing to mop up a number of guns in quick succession, but then very strategic play there by EROS at the end to take the match. Fantastic work. And that ties up the scores 1-1 coming out of Fort Despair. We're going to be going into Oasis Palms. Dutch, what did you take from that match?
Well, at least it was pretty impressive. It was pretty close for both of the teams, but I really was thinking, why did they send 2 mouses? The EROS team, why did they send 2 mouses? Well, down to the A road and then driving to B. It was a risky move, and as we could see, how is he called? The Happy Kiwi took some shots while he was crossing, and well, he kept leading the hit points, and well, it worked out, but it should work out more effectively.
Well, there was a brilliant play by Live. Vaflik in the grill and Tisco in the E3. What a fantastic performance. Those guys were dug in. They were very effective. Their high penetration value guns, good alpha, effectively negating the advantages of the mouse tanks that EROS were pushing through the middle. But now we're moving on to Oasis Palms, a desert-themed map. Haven't seen this map yet. Well, hadn't seen Fort Despair in the BPL up until this evening, and now we haven't seen Oasis Palms yet either, I believe. So this will be another change of pace for the teams. It's a lot more open than Fort Despair. Certainly down to the sort of the southeast part of the map. You've got the sand dunes. You've got that corner tucked away with the 2 kind of impassable terrain hills. It's an area where it can descend into a brawl very, very quickly, or can be secured and be dominated by one team. But we've got to remember, there's only 1 cap out in the desert. The main cap advantage lies in the city area, in the middle, and also in that little northwestern corner. But it's a bit risky. You can expose yourself to lots of fire from the desert. So teams have to be, I'm wondering whether we're going to see a spread approach from these guys, if they're going to kind of look to contest all the caps simultaneously, or if we're going to see a spearhead push through one side or the other. Typically, what we can expect is some medium tanks playing very passively, spotting, trying to get that medium cap out in the desert without committing too many tanks, but also trying to deny the enemy from doing the same. And we're going to see the highest concentration of forces in the city area. And we're just waiting for everyone to ready up. But this is what we're seeing from EROS' lineup. Happy Kiwi back in the mouse, triple IS4s, 113. The grill can be very useful in this map. That brilliant laser-like gun handling with 600 average alpha is just fantastic. Across the table, and the pattern with the great turret armor, being able to go to hold down, brilliant gun depression. It's a wise choice for playing in the dune, the desert area. Live, they've got a bat chat, so they are going to be stealing the show in terms of mobility. Epic Nubicum in the IS7, Specialist in the E5, Tisco E4, Vaflik back in the grill, You Are Little Ugly IS4, Didi Salah in the mouse. Now, it looks like Live, the green team, starting in the south spawn, are kind of gearing up to be more... They could be stronger in the desert, potentially. But then EROS could be more dominant in the city. It's going to be very interesting. Keep your eyes on RG in the grill. Keep your eyes on the TD Vaflik grill and Tisco E4. They could have tremendous high damage games here. So I'm going to try and put the free cam up on top of this mosque. I think this is a mosque. In the middle of the map. There we go. Look at that. Best vantage point. RG camping in the back corner, but that's what you're meant to do in a TD in Clan Wars. Rumker in the pattern, like we suspected, playing the desert area. He's got eyes on C, but he is spotted. Blazy's Batchat camouflage means that he can spot Romka, but Romka can't spot him unless Blazy fires. Blazy fires, but he's out of the view range of Romka in the... And look at this. It's almost a mirror here. Happy Kiwi, Didi Salah in the mouse tanks playing the same position over B. Live have got Specialist in the E5, You Are Little Ugly IS4, and in the IS7 Epic Nubicum, but they've lost a bit of HP already, so EROS trading more effectively to begin with, and there we go, You Are Little Ugly taking some hit point damage as well. 3 damage guns on the side of Live. Dada 1-1, last is IFK in the IS4, stacking up over B. Now this is a game of strategic patience, because both teams are going to be looking to trade effectively. In the moment, EROS are doing that much better. Here, Vaflik. RG is opposite number. He's camping at the back. Look at the gun elevation on the grill there. He's as far back as humanly possible to go, and he is still being able to get shots up halfway up that ridge. Fantastic stuff. You Are Little Ugly taking some damage there. It's 2.5, well, 2k HP in the favor of EROS. They are trading effectively, very effectively at the moment. Both teams are going to be looking for the weakness in the enemy, and the question is, who's going to make the first move? Now, this is where trading HP effectively is key, because what you're seeing here is Live are bleeding HP, and that makes, for example, this left flank here from the blue one up to the A base in the northwest corner, that makes them more vulnerable to the push. Didi Salah here, very, very solid, very healthy, rocking the Android camouflage. Ah, God, that's ugly on that tank. Sorry, Didi, but I'm not a fan. And then we've got, but here, Tisco in the E4. He is also with Vaflik. They are looking to exploit the advantage that the Batchat's giving them. But the Batchat is spotted, but we've seen a little bit of a flex here. Here is the difference. Here is the, we're losing the mirror. We've got Voopsy in the 113. Coming up to back up Romka. Voopsy is still unspotted, although I'm sure that Live are paying attention to that. So we've now got EROS with slightly more guns in the desert area. No rotations happening as of yet, although Grill's just, RG and the Grill is just looking for shots. So we are 3 minutes in. It's a 4.5k HP advantage to EROS. No, sorry. 3.5k HP advantage. No, 2.5k. Oh my god, I can't count. I saw 10,000 and then I just forgot quick math. That's really bad. So they're doing, well, Whoopsie takes a shot there, but Romka gets a shot off into Tisco. So this is what it's going to come down to. Who can create, maintain, and exploit the hit point advantage? Voopsy, he's just not pushing effectively at the moment, unfortunately. The 113, it's got very vulnerable side armor. You have to put it in the right position to get it effective, to get it working effectively. If it can go hull down, that turret is OP. But pushing across here into the Batchat, E4 and Grill, and Romka takes a hit as well. Live managing to close the hit point advantage a little bit. Oof, Tisco fluffing the shot. Voopsy getting the shot into Vaflik. Basically, you've got 2 tanks on 3 over here. HE damage. Across the table, the heavy tanks of EROS trading much more effectively with their counterparts on Live. Last, completely unscathed. Dada with only moderate damage. Waffelman unscathed. Happy Kiwi in the mouse has taken a bit of damage. But he is still very, very healthy in terms of hit points. 1800 in the bank. Specialist is the lowest hit point tank on the field at the moment. The E5 playing in the city is not something I would anticipate. I expect live we're hoping to use him on the dunes out here, but he's not really getting any angles coming in. He's not getting the opportunity to push out. So let's see. Let's get stuck into the action. Tisco, okay, Didi Salah's having a bit of lag. Tisco here. Let's see what's going on. Blazy's reloaded. Oh, big hit by one of the TDs into Romka. This could be the first kill. Tisco with 3 shots bounces the first. Is he going to fluff the second? No, he's not. Romka is potentially a one-shot here. Oh, but Blazy misses. Voopsy takes a bit of damage. Romka hanging in there by the skin of his teeth. He needs to pull back. He needs to abort. He needs to get out of there. He would be the furthest away. Romka not really in a position to go. Vaflik calling for the push. Voopsy goes down. It's a gun advantage to live. Blazy bounce off Romka. He might be able to finish off Romka here. Another hit. Romka's down to 49 HP. Blazy, it's a 2-gun advantage. Brilliant patience there by Blazy, Vaflik, and Tisco. They locked down the flank. They drew their opponents, Romka and Voopsy, into the fight. But the result over here, Specialist in the E5 has been taken down. EROS know that they have to push through the city area now. They've got to regain that gun advantage. We've got Waffleman, last is IFK, and Dada in the IS4s pushing into you, our little ugly IS4, and Epic Nubicum IS7. Epic Nubicum is the call. He's 1 shot away from destruction. I think it's good night, Epic Nubicum here. Can Waffle finish him off? Yes, he can. Waffle with the kill. He's on the reload, pushing forward to the next target. Dada and last, focusing on you, our little ugly. No, it's not. It's 4 guns on 4. No cap points on the board. That being said, Didi Salah is on B. Okay, now it's 4 guns on 3. They need to stop the B cap. We've got 11 seconds here. 11 seconds. Actually, it's not going to be enough. EROS should be able to take this if they can keep in the game. 4 seconds. RG, very, very vulnerable. Blazy, 3 shots in the clip. Stolen by EROS at the last minute there. And if we look at the spread of damage, Romka had a cracking game. I thought he wasn't actually doing that much damage. But look at that. Getting some spotting damage in. Lots of shots fired, not many finding the target, but did a lot of spotting, a lot of map control. Really strong game there by both teams. But EROS, I think the trading, that effective trading on the heavy flank at least, was their saving grace. Certainly live definitely outplayed Romka and Voops in the grand scheme of things on the Dune front. But it was 3 guns onto 2, and that gave EROS a 5-gun onto 4-gun advantage in the city area. And so that brings the score to 2-1 in the favor of EROS, swapping the spawns now. How close was that, Dutch?
Well, that was very close. There was just 1 second. If maybe the mouse went earlier into B, which might not be possible, but if he went earlier on B, it would have been possible. There was also a grill on the C, I thought it was, and well, the grill, you know, Fluffig was well, on one moment he was just in the open, and he became spotted, and that was just his end, and it was very sad for him. And for the rest, I think Liv played very well, but they didn't manage to finish the game. They should have won, but yeah, it was just not. You know, EROS took it away, and they just turned it around in the last second. GG by them.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm not so sure Live deserved the win there. I think they took too long trying. I mean, although Voopsy and Romka were technically outplayed, they were destroyed. It was 2 versus 3 on that flank, and they did a lot of damage. They held in there for a very long time, and they distracted 1 gun more than they were. And that gave the advantage to the heavy flank on EROS. And certainly we saw Specialist in the E5 going down. And that that opened the floodgates for the EROS heavy tanks to pour in across and exploit the DPM advantage. But now we're going into the game again. We're looking at EROS on the red team running a double IS-4, 268 SDB, T62A, and double 113. Hello, new 113 meta. Live blue team E50M grill, double IS-4, mouse E3, E5. In this instance, live are much, much stronger for the city cap, and we can see this on the minimap already, just following Blazy in the E50M here. Look at him getting into a great hold down position here. So we've got Dada in the T62A. He's pushing out into the corner unspotted. He could get the drop on Blazy, and what we're going to see here is EROS playing strong on the C cap and live playing strong on the A cap. So live going for the city, but look at this interesting play here by EROS, the Happy Kiwi, and Waffle in the IS-4s playing in the ditch, blind firing the bushes there. Let's try and get the free cam up so we can see more of the action. So it's Specialist and the E50M relatively alone. They've got a bit of support in the form of Vaflik in the grill at the back there, but Specialist and Blazy are sort of alone. Dada in the T62A can't push out too aggressively, otherwise he's going to take a big hit from that grill in the backfield. But we've got this, the A cap in the favor of live, secured cap points ticking over. They're already 1 kill ahead in terms of points. Happy Kiwi, big hit on him there. And this could be a pivotal moment here. Diddy Salah in the mouse, dropping into the ditch. He is going to be pinching the Happy Kiwi, but the Happy Kiwi, well, RG in the SB1 takes down Blazy. Waffleman takes a big hit from behind. The Happy Kiwi has disrupted the backline. So we've seen the E50M down. The E5 is going to go down. The grills had to relocate, get out of dodge. This has put the advantage in EROS' favor. Waffleman taking a big hit from Vaflik there. Really, really strong performance by EROS there. 2 guns up, but they've got a lot of low hit point tanks on the field. You Are Little Ugly putting a hit into Voopsy, and there goes Diddy Salah. Great performance, but in return they managed to knock out Voops. Waffleman very, very low. It's all kicking off here. The gun advantage, the cap point advantage in the favor of EROS, but EROS have got 3 potentially one-shot tanks depending on which guy engages them. Happy Kiwi very low. RG now very low. It's 4 one-shots for EROS. Live could pull this one back. They have the opportunity here. EROS need to force Live to come to them. But Romka working that full HP pool. He's going to come into the back of You Are Little Ugly. Certainly Last is AFK. Oh wow, that's a bright camouflage on that tank. Last is AFK coming into Epic Nubicum. Doesn't manage to get the hit, takes one in return. Epic Nubicum on the reload. Last should be able to get the reload in first and finish him off. Can Last do it? Look at that Shazzy, but no. Epic Nubicum can't quite angle up. Tisco gets a shot into him. Last playing a very strong game here. It's 6 guns onto 3, but look at the low hit point tanks on the side of EROS. We've got Dada 59 HP, RG 355, bounce shot by Vaflik. Gets one. Vaflik's looking very vulnerable. He can only shoot one of these guys. Can RG get the shot in? No, he can't. Waffleman pushing up. All 3 of the people pushing on Vaflik are one-shots. Tisco goes down to Waffleman. RG is going to come round. Is he going to get the drop on Vaflik? Vaflik spots him. RG finishes off Vaflik, and that is... Oh, look at that. What a fantastic performance by EROS. 6 tanks in the game as one-shots. That is an amazing example of hit point pool rotation and keeping guns in the game. Absolutely brilliant there. Brilliant focus by EROS. And it's almost like watching a different team play compared to the first game where they seemed a little bit disorganized.
Agreed.
But it's worth bearing in mind that this live team, these are the guys that came from 3-0 down to beat Legion top team. So don't write them off yet. Absolutely, by no stretch of the imagination is it a good time to write them off, because they've shown what they're made of, and they can do it from a higher disadvantage. So are Live going to have a repeat of their game versus top team, or are EROS going to be able to seal the deal and avenge their brothers in arms in the Legion clan? Still everything to play for. That's the end of the Oasis Palms map. Now we're moving on to Vineyards. So another change of pace here. Vineyards, relatively similar to Oasis Palms, although Vineyards is quite unique in the sense that you have 2 city areas, one intact, one ruined, split by an undulating terrain with a river cutting through the middle. Lots of soft cover as well, so we can expect certainly some grills, some bat chats, maybe a T60, an Object 268. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what lineups these guys bring to the field. Dutch, can you talk us through some of your observations from the last game?
Well, actually, like it was just something like a casual game, you know. They did the GG, and I really don't know what to say about it. It was just, well, casual Oasis Palms game. Like, I would do that the same in my strategies. It's just Oasis, you can do, well, there are like 2 different things you can do. That's the main subject for the side, but I really don't know. Oasis is just a casual map for me, and I don't think there's anything special about that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, we saw, you know, both teams having, at least in the first match on Oasis Palms, a mirror-like approach, pretty much. And then on the second one, you know, we saw the alternative move where, you know, you kind of push one side or the other. And you're right, it definitely strategically, it was a bit more casual than we'd see on some other maps. But in terms of the focus fire and the hit point rotation, that's where the expertise of these clans is starting to show. And for me, I was very impressed by EROS' performance there. Typically, that's something they struggle with. In my experience, you know, they do tend to kind of crack a bit under pressure when they start going HP down and get some one-shots in. They tend to push unnecessarily, but there was some fantastic discipline on display there. People waiting to push when the enemy weren't looking at them, looking to exploit the angles and the gun advantages, and it just ramped up the pressure. And Live eventually fell down to the very methodical approach of EROS there at the end. So we're just waiting for guys to ready up. Your thoughts on Vineyards, Dutch?
Well, Vineyards had an update early on, and it changed a bit. WarGaming might have noticed that when you're putting an ICE 4 and ICE 7 in the middle where normally the base cap is, usual in a casual game, might be too overpowered. But they reworked that, but I think it's still OP to be in that spot, though. There hasn't been changing a lot in Vineyards, but still I pretty much like this map. There are some certain things you can do in this map, and it's a wide open map, you know. When you're in the city, you can look to the A, and when you're at A, you can all the way look to the city. You know, you can get crossfires all the way. That's why peeking in this map is very dangerous.
Yeah, this is definitely not the kind of map where you want to peek or overexpose without a hell of a lot of caution in your pocket, because certainly you can get punished. EROS, well, I'm not sure if this is the lineup they're taking, but they're not taking that punishing in terms of alpha. It's only really RG potentially in the E4. Let's see what he finishes taking. That could be serving that up. Live, on the other hand, E3, Foch, a bit more kind of tuned up. But neither team, as of yet, depending on what we're going to see in the final lineups, kind of going for that hard-hitting, long-range distance fight. We're seeing a lot of heavy tanks and a bat chat from either side. This is definitely one of the maps where the bat chat, the only light tank at tier 10, really, you know, brings home the bacon for the team. The excellent view range, camouflage, mobility, very, very powerful in the hands of a competent player. But we've seen in some of the earlier games in the BPL that it's easy to overexpose. I think it was Win sent one of their bat chats far too aggressively. I think he was lucky because he was moving so fast that he avoided getting completely wiped out. It was only because he was peaking so quickly, going straight forwards in a straight line, that he wasn't completely wiped off the field. But that's not something you want to repeat. So let's see what the guys are going to do. We've got VIP in the bat chat, rocking the NA Twister camouflage, a very aggressive looking tank in that camouflage scheme. So let us drop into the free cam once more, get elevated up in the air and see who's going where. Well, VIP, it's no surprise, dropping the speed boost. He's first into the cap. Blue team bringing down the A cap. The question is, how are people's capping skills? I think the Live are going to get A before EROS get B. Yes, yeah, by the skin of their teeth. So now what we've got is Diddy, Salah, and Janik in the 1-1-3s pushing very aggressively up that slope. But they're going to have to be careful because Waffle in the IS-4 and can't quite see who else is there. The names are overlapping. But there's 2 IS-4s to the left of Janik and Diddy. And they are potentially going to start having tanks on their right flank as well. Unless Live have got a plan to back them up. But yes, they do. Look at Tisco there in the E3. He's going to be hoping to spot some targets, some juicy targets on the hill to take down. Across the map, though, we've got Dada is flexing first to C, but Vaflik in the Foch, VIP is also on the way to C now. Both teams having the same bright idea. Vaflik doesn't spot up Dada. Dada now in a potentially risky situation. Dada spotted, Vaflik responding, VIP responding. VIP misses the spot. Let's go into the action, see what's happening here. RG and Waffle bleeding hit points in the middle. Yeah, Waffle, Diddy, Salah here pushing. Where is RG in the E4 is not having a good time at all. He's down to 925 hit points. This puts a slight hit point advantage in the favor of Live. But positioning-wise, well, what can we see here? We've got the 1-1-3s from EROS flexed, but they are kind of being out-traded at the moment. Last... shooting straight into some soft cover there. Not ideal from the view from VIP. Big hit from Happy Kiwi into VIP there. VIP not taking the last shot in the clip, going for the long reload. Vaflik in the Foch. He is key here. 632 for 383. Good trade for Vaflik on the Happy Kiwi. RG bleeding some more hit points, but Voopsy and Dada. And there we go. Vaflik is the first tank down. RG, though. RG down for Aero, so it's one gun down apiece. The cap point lead still in the favor of Live. VIP in the back chat needs to get out of dodge. He has to relocate effectively. But Romka is now the one to watch. Romka is going to get burnt down. He's isolated. He's all alone in the IS-4. It's going to be Blazy and Specialist. Specialist finishing off the ram kill from behind. It's one gun up. And as we speak, Janik in the 1-1-3, resetting the B cap. Live looking to make a strong comeback here. They're looking very fierce indeed on this map. VIP, 317 hit points in a light tank. Not the place you want to be. He's going to stick to the backfield. Could be very useful late game for stopping the caps. But now Live have got 2 caps ticking over in their favor, A and B. The cap lead's ramping up, and so is their hit point lead. And they still have the gun advantage, but there goes Blazy in the IS-4. Dada down, though, in the back chat. The mobility for EROS has been lost. They're going to struggle on caps. They need to work on kills. They need to focus on Tisco and VIP, but Tisco's nowhere to be seen. VIP... Let's go into free cam here. Janet getting crossfire, but Specialist, very healthy Specialist in the IS-7, takes a hit from the right, pushing on Voopsy. Voopsy's potentially going down here. Diddy Salah with the ram kill into the side of Voopsy. 3 guns onto 5. EROS have managed to take control of the B cap once more. Their guns are unified, they're together, but they don't have enough hit points on the board. 2,700 more hit points in the favor of Live compared to Legion's. Well, now 1,500. Diddy Salah pushing up underneath. Can he finish off Waffleman? No, he can't. Waffleman surviving the force, but there, Happy Kiwi taken down by Specialist, and that one is wrapped up in the favor of Live. Really strong performance by Live there. I thought they were in a bit of a bind, but the initial hit point advantage certainly proving extremely useful for them. Looking at the scores, yeah, brilliant. RG, I think the E4 struggled to get the gun depression down there, and that might be why Live took the E3. Certainly the E3 being much more effective on this map than the E4. I think RG had an unlucky map. The position that he was in relation to Live's strategic well, the layout of their tanks on the battlefield, just not working for him at all in that situation.
Agree. Fully agree with this statement. Well, as we saw, there was some mess going on in the chat about RG's threats. Let's see what's happening now.
Oh dear. Happy Kiwi, worse than Legion top team. I don't know, but if Live can come from 3-0 down to beat Legion top team, and then come from 3-1 down to beat Legion EROS, oh, there's going to be a lot of bragging rights had by them for a couple of weeks in the run up to Twister, certainly.
Well, there might be A, or Liv has just some luck, or B, Legion is just doing nothing, or C, I don't know, having no thing for that. Sorry.
Well, it's certainly, and just for everyone paying attention at home,
yeah,
it's worth looking at the screen here. Live are another PC dominant team, which of course is fine for this kind of tournament, fine for, you know, your average wargaming tournament. But the Twister World Cup, which most people are kind of gearing up for now, you know, the preliminaries and the Ascent tournaments, the Echelon championships, those are going to be coming up in September, and they're going to be touch only. So if we look across at EROS, it's the Happy Kiwi is the only PC player on their side. So there is a debate, like, is there a difference between PC and touch? You don't know. It's not definitive. We don't have the data to kind of back that up. But the general consensus is, you know, PC playing is slightly, puts you in a slightly more powerful position compared to a touch player.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Same. Well, I can't comment either on it.
Well, you know, I was previously playing on my iPad, and I just bought a new laptop. But, you know, I see some difference. But when you compare the weaknesses and the good things with each other and comparing it to each other, you know, it comes to the same base. But yeah, I really don't know if there is a big difference between PC and iPad. But
well, I mean, I'm an iPad player. I'm only on the PC to do the stream. I have never played a game of Blitz on the PC. And after 36,000 games of touch Blitz, no, forget it. I think I've left it too late. I think I'm too late to start practicing PC controls. But certainly, you know, looking at EROS,
too old now. Okay.
Too old as well, but also now too much experience of the touch controls. So I think we're ready to go. We've swapped the spawns. So let's see.
I guess so. Did I? I think I thought I did.
Let's see. No, potentially not. No, you have swapped them.
Phew. Okay. Well, did
yeah, because
yeah. Okay, whatever. Let's see.
If they complain, we can restart. So yeah, Legion's
good.
Yeah, Legion starting up. Red team in the north. Double Batchat. Always love to see two Batchats working together. Such a powerful combination to take down isolated tanks. They've also got double IS4, double 268, and RG breaking the trend, going solo in the STB. Live.
Look at all these speed boosters, though.
Oh wow! Every single tank, pretty much from EROS, dropping a speed boost, positioning key. But Blazy in the Batchat first into B. That's gonna give Live the cap point advantage. And now Blazy, though, potentially trapped. Look at the blind firing coming across. He's spotted. Oh, big hit there. 638 damage. Not the end of the world, though, for Live. And Specialist and Vaflek here locking down this flank. But we've got the double Batchats playing in the Ruined City. RG in the STB. RG in the STB could have made an error here. He's pushed up very aggressively, and he's having to work quite hard to put himself in a favorable position. RG, the tip of the spear, but his efforts have provided a bit of distraction. Dada's coming down now on the left flank. Vaflek in the Foch, Specialist in the E5, securing here. Tisco backing them up in the IS4, but Live have secured C-Cap. Janik in the 113 pushing out. Diddy Salah in the 50B. VIP in the 50B. Blazy in the Batchat. Strong in the city. They're going to be relying on their heavy tanks to do the spotting, and they're going to hope to clip out EROS at range. But EROS here stacking up under B. EROS can theoretically recap B from this position. They have the angles. If they can get someone up there into that little corner, I don't think Live are going to be able to deny them that cap. And here we have VIP working the angles, working the soft cover here, the bush on the corner. Two in the chamber, blind fire coming across from Waffle. Happy Kiwi takes a bit of damage. Happy Kiwi takes a bit more damage. Not a good day for Happy Kiwi. Whoopsie, big hit there.
Whoa.
Big hit on by the Foch. Brilliant shot there. Who's driving the Foch? Vaflik. Okay. Hit point advantage, neck and neck, cap points and caps in the favor of Live. Live can play passively now. Dada, he's playing very passively. He's not been very effective in this position, but EROS might be saving him for a last-minute push. Voopsy and the Happy Kiwi, it's bad times for them all around. Happy Kiwi exposing Specialist down to 220 HP. EROS need to work on finishing some tanks here and getting some cap control back in their favor, because there's only 140 cap points for Live to go to seal off the victory. RG and the STB working the flank, but they're pushing on the flank. Can they isolate Blazy? Are they going to be able to reset C and B? This is going to be a tough one, but here we have the Diddy Salah and VIP in the 50Bs. They're locking down this street, punishing the tanks, but Romka, was it Romka? Someone finished off Vaflik. Janek's bleeding hit points. A lot of bounces there on RG. He's been very strong in that hold down position. And now Waffle coming into the back of Janek. Someone stopping the B cap. Who's that? Okay, it's the Happy Kiwi. Now Whoopsie coming in. There's 50 points. They need to stop C. RG's got to get into C. Can he do it? Romka, last AFK. Hit points in the favor, but VIP's reloaded. 268s. They can finish off. They can finish off VIP. They can do it. It can be done. There's a gun advantage in the favor of Legion. They're gonna burn VIP down. Last is gonna get this kill, surely. Okay, Voopsy finishes off Blazy. They're buying some time. They've got caps. They've got hit point dominance. What a strong show by EROS here. VIP getting absolutely burned to the ground, hanging on for dear life. But again, look at the hit point spread on EROS. They came from such a disadvantaged position. There was only 40 points on the clock. 40 cap points on the clock for Live. And they managed to come in, secure both caps. Such a coordinated push. Really, really impressive performance there. They stopped both caps, kept 5 guns, almost 7 guns in the game, apart from 2 last-minute bat chat kills, and took out all of the low HP tanks by Live. What a brilliant performance there by EROS. And that seals the deal. EROS avenging Legion top team, winning the series against Live 4-2. Really, really great performance. Certainly also a strong performance by Live. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. They're still a force to be reckoned with. They beat Legion top team. But this has put a dent in their campaign. They've now won 1, lost 2 of their lineups. EROS, on the other hand, won 2, lost 1. Can breathe a sigh of relief before their next matchup. So, that is the end of this game. Let me just bring up the spreadsheet, let you know what's coming up next. So we've got Legion top team playing at 8:30 p.m. this evening versus the Mates. The Mates played earlier, 6 p.m. So they might be mentally exhausted following that game against Win, who is next. But they are very honorably playing the second series of the night for them against Legion top team at 8:30 p.m. Central European time. Do tune in to catch that stream. Legion top team have a lot to prove. They lost against Live yesterday evening in quite a very astounding way. They went from 3-0 up to lose 4-3. So they have got everything to prove following losing 4 games in a row versus Live. Mates are approaching the game versus Legion top team, having lost both of their previous fixtures, that being against Who Is Next and also the Unknowns. So both of these teams, a lot to prove, a lot on the table on the final match for this evening. So thank you very much to Dutch, our room controller, and sometimes potential co-commentator. I'm sorry, when I get in the zone, I'm just rambling on trying to keep up with the action. But thank you, Dutch. Will you be joining us for the Legion Mates game?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, well, that's all from me in Dutch. Okay, ladies and gents, you've got half an hour. Go grab yourself a beer, go grab yourself a popcorn, and we'll see you very, very soon.
I agree with that. Have a great time, guys.